We will now have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It's January 23rd. We call the meeting to order. All three county commissioners are here. We will now have county administrator doing consents and approvals.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have 11 exonerations for $1,397.45. Vouchers for general county fund, $82,177.75. Coal severance, $430.72. 911, $11,995.27. Chestnut Ridge Park, $453.38. Library levy, $10,627.61. Assessor's valuation, $33. Purchasing card vouchers, general county fund, $28,645.90. 911, $1,017.21, for a voucher total of $135,380.84. We have budget revisions, one for an in-house approval for law enforcement, and then we have state approval, and these are all general fund, for the county clerk, local grants and contingencies, position vacancies for boards and authorities, the Western Board of Zoning Appeals, the Mon County Planning Commission, the Mon County Development Authority, the Mon County Building Commission, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, and the Mason-Dixon Historical Park Advisory Board. Fiduciary orders for January 23rd, 2019.
Move for approval with comment.
Second.
Properly moved in second.
And just to clarify these budget revisions, the big one that stands out is the reimbursement of the public-private partnership refund that we paid on behalf of the Board of Education and the City of Morgantown. That's a refund to our contingency account of $2,268,656. So we are whole in regards to that matter, and essentially it's closed. And Tom, also for your benefit, I know that you're working on this. It also includes the local grant received from the Hazel Ruby
good.
McQueen.
Okay.
That $72,000 grant. It's also
Thank you.
puts that into the budget.
Okay.
That's all.
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes. Introduction of new employees and personnel changes. Do we have anyone? Okay. We have now comments from the public. Is there anyone who would like to come speak in front of the public? Seeing no one? Okay. Grants. Good morning, Colleen.
Good morning. Today, I actually have two grant contracts. They're both
Okay.
with the Juvenile Justice Delinquency and Prevention Program. The first one is for the DMC. The resolution is the Monongalia County Commission met on Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019, with a quorum present and passed the following resolution. Be it resolved that the Monongalia County Commission hereby authorizes the Honorable Thomas C. Bloom, President of the Monongalia County Commission, to act on its behalf to enter into a contractual agreement with the Division of Justice and Community Service to receive and administer grant funds pursuant to the provisions of the Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Grant Program. And then also there's the grant contract, the conditions and assurances, the certification regarding lobbying, and the EEOP certification. And that, they received $40,000 for this one. This is the one we received for that one. And then the next one is for the Voices 2. Do you want me to read the resolution again? It's the same thing.
Is it a different one?
It's for Voices 2, but the
You
resolution.
could just say there's a resolution for it.
There's a resolution for it, and it's the same thing as the DMC. We were awarded $20,000 for this one, and you'll have to sign the contract, the standard conditions and assurances, certification regarding lobbying, and the EEOP certification.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Do we have any correspondence?
Yeah, a few items came in yesterday. We have the December Mountain Line Transit Authority Financial Performance Report. We have a thank you letter from Robert Ryan for your participation in Leadership Mon last week.
Booter.
And then a letter from Senator Robert Beach, just reiterating his assistance if we need it, more or less. That's it.
Okay. And I also received one from Congressman Dave McKinley. So he also reached out to us too. Okay. Thank you. Unfinished business. Okay, seeing none. New business, consideration to approve additional funding to Caritas House not to exceed $10,000 for warming shelter operations. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve?
Second?
Prop moved in second. He came last week and also as stated, due to the federal shutdown, there's a delay in the funding. So we're gonna put up the money and then basically just shift money around. So that is what's going on. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any other new business? Reports from elected officials. Come on down. How you doing today?
I just wanted to give you an update on the move of the
Yes.
tax office. So we will be ready to move this Friday. So, excuse me, we will be closing the office at 3 p.m. That way we don't have half of our employees working upstairs and half downstairs, and it just makes it more convenient for everyone. So if you could include that the tax office will close early this Friday at 3 p.m., and we will reopen on Monday at 9 a.m. upstairs on the third floor. And I've coordinated with both Bobby and his people and with the IT department to make that all happen. So thank you, and it's coming along.
Thank you. It's
Great.
5 days early.
It is, so we're
So
excited
it gives you
about it.
5 days cushion just in case.
Yes, and I also did want to mention to you that yesterday I did attend Monongalia County Day at the legislature and
Thank
was
you.
able to speak with the auditor in person and thank him for his help with the public-private partnerships and sending his staff from Clarksburg to assist us. So I just wanted to let you know that I was able to make a personal contact with him and thank him, so.
Thank you.
And you all were missed yesterday, but thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, reports from county commissioners. Ed, I think it's your turn.
Yes, last Thursday, the commission did address Leadership Mon. Very happy. Unfortunately, having had a 10 o'clock appointment, I will let the other two commissioners elaborate more of what was discussed. I spoke briefly and then had to move on. In the evening, we were all in attendance for the MMPO meeting. This is to discuss rankings of projects. I would caution the public that this process doesn't contain actual expenditures, but it's a path of procedure, and I'm going to let Sean just elaborate a little bit more on that. Friday, did have a meeting with Joe Hatton. He is a individual with the Department of Agriculture, and we're looking then to place some workers downstairs in the vacated area of the tax department as pending the completion of Monongalia County Extension and 4-H Center. And regarding that, I did drive out yesterday, and the piers are poured. They are right now ready to have the steel begin to be placed upon them. It has to cure just a little bit. In other words, when you pour concrete, just so public knows, you can't just immediately place stress upon it. It has to cure before that happens. Monday was Martin Luther King Day. I was 20 in 1968, and the event of this loss will never be forgotten, I think, by my generation. It was a turbulent year. Bobby Kennedy, it was just things happened that year that, again, did shake me to my core. I'm glad that America is still strong as it is today, but it would have been, I think, a lot stronger had this man been with us to guide us. And tomorrow, I shall go to the chamber dinner for the banquet and award ceremony of our local Chamber of Commerce. That's all I have.
Thank you. Sean.
Yeah, as Commissioner Hawkins mentioned last week, I did enjoy speaking to the Leadership Mon group. They were asked a lot of questions, and we answered a lot of questions. I particularly want to thank Judge Clodges for staying along so long, and he had, I don't know, Ed, if you got a chance to hear Judge Clodges speak of the commission but he did have some really nice comments about how the commission is operating the county as a business, different from previous years ago. So it was very nice for him to say that. It wasn't solicited, he just offered it to the group, so I thank him. Last Thursday, we did have the MMMPO meeting. We actually, the biggest item on the agenda that we were supposed to talk about was the movement of the Morgantown Industrial Park Access Project to a Tier 1 project. This garnered, I went to the 2 public meetings that we had for it, and there wasn't a lot of attendance, but it did seem to garner a lot of attendance via email in the last few days. And from the comments, it seems that people were really confused about what we were trying to do. It seemed like people were under the impression that we were taking this project and ramming it in at the expense of any other project, and that is absolutely not true. That wasn't our intent. Our intent was to put this project as a Tier 1 project so that we can garner economic development dollars for this project from the state. And having it as a Tier 1 project shows that it's an important project, but it does not guarantee a place in line. It does not guarantee it. It does not mean it's going to bump other projects. So there was a lot of miscommunication or misinformation, actually, that was spread about this project, and it's unfortunate because it's a project that, as county commission, we have to look at things and how they affect and how they do the most good for all of the county, all the municipalities. So we can't always just focus in on one specific area. And I do think this is a good economic development project that's going to bring a lot of possible manufacturing jobs to the area, and we're going to continue to push it. But I did want to publicly state that it wasn't, regardless of the misinformation that was spread, this isn't something where we were trying to get this project in the trough to take funding from other projects. We totally believe that this is going to be funded through economic development grants down the road. But anyhow, I just wanted to clarify that. Friday, we had our meeting with OpenGov. We had a conference call with OpenGov, did a lot of validating of the reports that they have done for us, and we've actually have our last call this Friday, and the auditor is going to be in town. I was talking to him about the changes, and he said he was going to be in town, so he may just pop into our meeting, as we're going to have our last call with OpenGov to basically verify any final validation, and then our target to launch is February 1, which is the following Friday. So we'll be providing more information as we get closer to that date and what that entails. But this really takes what we have already done and increases the use, the public use of it, and the ability to better provide information. It provides a dashboard that really allows people to intuitively to look and answer questions that they may have regarding the financing of this county. So I'm really looking towards February 1 to get that launched and get that information out there. This week, tomorrow I have lunch with Don Robinson. I believe he wants to talk about the Mon County Classic that he helps put on every year at the ballpark. And then, of course, as Commissioner Hawkins mentioned, I will be going to a chamber dinner. I was not planning on going because I wasn't planning on even being here because I was supposed to have surgery. But that's put off for a while, and so I am planning on going to the chamber. My wife said, if you're going, because she has to be there. So I'm going to go sit with the Fairmont State table, and I'm glad I'm able to make it. As I mentioned, we have a meeting with OpenGov on Friday. And again, if you guys are interested, I'll confirm whether JB will be stopping by. But again, I wanted him to see what we were doing.
Yes.
And he said, hey, I'm in Morgantown. I'll just come to your meeting. So it isn't something we've posted. It's not an official meeting. It was a work session. It was a work product meeting between staff, Renetta, the Carrie's office, Carrie, I do want to thank you personally for all the support we've received from Tanya. It's really, the project has really sped along, and it's really, we wouldn't be where we were if it wasn't for her support, so I want to thank you for that. And that's all I have. Oh, one important mention, Friday is my oldest daughter officially becomes an adult. She turns 18 on Friday. So I want to publicly, early, wish her a happy birthday.
Thank you. First, really good news. There was a governor's bill that was going to take, and I don't remember the number, the money from 911 and basically take it away from the counties. And with the help of the county the State County Commission Association, West Virginia ACO, and the North Central Regional Task Force, we were able to get enough support so that bill has been withdrawn. So that's one thing. That would have cost us around $150,000, and it really would have hurt us. So I'm really pleased with that. Second, on Saturday, we did have the Pantry Plus More food giveaway over at Westover VFW. And I do want to say we had 218 families. It was our largest ever, and 810 family members. But I want to do a shout out to, we had over 75 volunteers, and that was all 3 high schools, Fairmont State, WVU, even homeschooled students. So we had a large turnout, and it went extremely well, and I'm really pleased with this community. The final thing, and I will get it to you, Ben, I forgot to bring it right in. We're making 3 major changes starting on February 16th with the recycling. And we're going to be handing out, distributing forms. And the 3, and I'll just say them publicly, it's very simple. These are simple changes. One is that we're not taking any more plastic bags. We used to allow the people to put in a plastic bag, and we threw the bag in. Well, that we can't do anymore. The second one is that we are asking that all boxes now be flattened, cardboard boxes, which isn't too hard. The third's going to be our biggest problem. We get an enormous amount of pizza boxes, and unfortunately now they get grease on it, and we're not allowed to have that. So we're going to have to either separate the top if it's not soiled, or we're not going to put any pizza boxes in. And being in a college town where there's so much pizza, that's something we're going to have to deal with. But that will also be going on Saturdays, and also in Westover. We'll get the literature out, and I'll give that to the newspaper too. But we're meeting with Republic in a couple weeks to see if there are going to be other changes. But we wanted to phase this first phase in. So with that, is any other
Move to adjourn.
Second?
properly moved and second? We be gone.